This is the Horse Radio Network.
This is episode 4 of the Wisdom by WESA show on the Horse Radio Network. This is Mike Donnell.
And I'm Casey Wilbanks-Coletti.
And this is Sophia Aguila. Welcome to the Wisdom by WESA podcast on the Horse Radio Network.
This podcast is brought to you by the Western and English Sales Association, WESA, providing the world's largest trade events for retailers, manufacturers, and sales representatives of the equestrian industry. In this podcast, we feature exclusive interviews and noteworthy Western English personalities, retailers, and exhibitors who you've always wanted to talk to. Don't miss out on all the news for manufacturers and retailers in the equine industry. In this episode, we speak with Sophia about some exciting 2018 WESA September giveaways at the golf tournament, and we meet Lisa Bollin, CEO and Director of Design for Cowgirl Tuff. You can listen to Wisdom by WESA on most of your favorite podcast players. You can also listen on the Horse Radio Network app on your iOS or Android phone. Just search Horse Radio Network in the App Store. It's free and super easy to use. Be sure to visit all the great shows on the Horse Radio Network at horseradionetwork.com. So, Sophia, the deadline for the golf tournament is coming up. How can you still sign up?
Yeah, so anyone, WESA member, retailer, or not, can simply head to wesatradeshow.com/September events golf benefit. You can either fill out the registration form online or just download the PDF and email it to Amy Dill at adill@wesatradeshow.com.
Cool. So what are some of the prizes that you can win? Tell us.
So every player gets a free raffle ticket, and if your ticket gets drawn, you can either win a pair of Justin boots, a fly mask, or a pair of horse boots. Besides that, every golfer also gets a shell roper jacket and a shaving kit.
Awesome. Those are all things that are very useful, of course. So what are some of the special things about this golf tournament?
The proceeds all go to the scholarship funding for the National High School Rodeo Association and Little Bridges. And so far, we have raised over $60,000.
Oh, so cool. I was a member of both of those associations. I'm sure they're so thankful for the support. Is there anything else that we need to know?
Yeah, players also get a free breakfast, a free lunch, free backdrop service, and much more.
Wow, sounds exciting.
Sophia, a quick question. Is there both an entry fee and the opportunity to buy raffle tickets?
No, the registration is $160. With that, you do get a free raffle ticket. So that's included in your registration fee. And the registration deadline is August 27th.
Okay, thank you. Anyone wishing to learn more about the well-known Cowgirl Tuff brand need only to review the company's website, where they'll learn how founder Lisa Bollin created the company and the brand in 1999. What began as a line of jeans for cowgirls has now expanded into a full line of clothing for women, men, and kids. We're so happy to have Lisa as our guest today to tell us the history and talk about the future of Cowgirl Tuff. Hey, Lisa, thanks so much for joining us on Wisdom by WESA. One of the nice things about the show we do is we get a chance to talk to a lot of entrepreneurial people in the Western world. These are not people who grew up, went to Yale or Harvard, have an MBA, worked for a bank, and then figured out a business. Everybody that we have talked to, and a lot of people we know in our business, the business has been successful because A, they had a dream, B, they put in the hard work, and C, they gathered around them people who are good. Now, I've read a little bit about your story on your website, but for our listeners, give us a little bit of a history of how Cowgirl Tuff came from a dream in your mind to where it is today.
Okay, well, I'd have to go back to just being a young girl who loved two different things. And first one was horses, and the second one was fashion. And it just kind of kept interweaving back and forth throughout my life. And it just really came together, I suppose, in my late 20s when I was working retail, but I was wanting to run barrels and be in the rodeo on the weekends, and they kind of clashed. And I kept working, and my horses kind of sit on the back burner a little bit. But as I started going to more events, I was seeing that there was a lot of women and girls and stuff that were wearing more sportswear than they were more traditional Western wear. So coming from the fashion industry and kind of knowing that side of the business and everything, I just kind of married the two, so to say, together and brought my fashion and sportswear, because I just live in like t-shirts and jeans, and but with a little twist to it. And it really brought those two things together where I could go barrel racing. And honestly, I just started hand painting some items, putting them on a rolling rack, bringing it to pay my entry fees. And the dream kind of really started there. It was kind of an aha moment that there might be a niche here that nobody else was seeing and taking care of. So that's really where the spark really came from.
Well, and look how far it's come. Not only do you have a dominant position in the jeans market, but if you take a look at the website, you've branched into a lot of other product lines who are living off of and benefiting from the brand. Yeah,
that's correct. Because there's so many. I call, when you're with horses and you buy them, I kind of call them tools. They're tools of the trade. You've got to have a really great fitting saddle. You've got to have the right bit in their mouth. You need to have like the correct reins at the right length. There's so many things. You take really good care of your horse, their insides or outsides. You make sure that they're feeling good and looking good. And you really need to do the same thing for the rider. So, the jeans are very important. They need to be comfortable. They need to be functional, but they need to be durable at the same time. They need to have the longer length. So when you get in the saddle, you've got the correct length. They need to fit in all the right places and just, go up high enough so that they're really comfortable in the saddle. There's lots of things that I feel like I do differently because I kind of have the inside scoop because I am the end customer. So then we started, we've got a line of cowboy boots now because I like to have fashionable, but they're again functional, and I'm really into premium. I want to, if I'm going to put something out there, put my brand on it, it better be the best quality it can be. I don't like returns. I don't like defective products. I like to give my customers what they deserve and what they want. And some of the funniest complaints to me sometimes are, I can't even wear your jeans out. So, that's, I've got a lady who just told me a couple of days ago, she's had a pair of jeans for 10 years and she still wears them. I'm just floored by that, but not every product has to be disposable nowadays. You can really put a quality product out there and stand behind it and feel good about it. So yeah, we've branched off into a lot of different things. I've got a saddle line that I developed because I do ride, so I know what the needs are to keep people safe too. So we've got a tops line, we do coats and vests, and yeah, we do women's, we do a Be Tough men's line, so they can look and feel good too. So we've got a lot of things going on all the time.
With the mention of the new saddles that you've just added to your brand, will those be something available at WESA this year?
I'm still kind of on the fence there. We're still in development. There's still some things I'm kind of tweaking and making sure that they're exactly what I want them to be. But they are available through, we have a Facebook page. We've got a Texas trailer that goes around and sells them. It's really one of those things you want to make sure it's a good fit for the horse and the rider. So that's still kind of like in the works of getting to that point.
Right. Yeah. Let's see. Well, as you mentioned, you've branched off in so many different categories, and I'm sure there's possibly more to come in the future. But mentioning that, what is your ultimate mission for your company? I mean, you've come so far, but there has to be another. What is that ultimate mission for you?
Boy, I guess I'm always, when it comes right down to it, and really why I am so passionate about what I do, is just being a woman working in retail and seeing that moment where, back it's got to be 30 years ago, I probably worked in retail 25, but just the moment of watching a woman come out of a dressing room not happy and feeling depressed, and not feeling good about herself because clothes didn't fit. That drove me crazy. I just wanted to make a difference and wanted women to feel good about themselves. And it is probably the best moments I have is seeing people try on my product and seeing that not only does it fit good, but it makes them feel good. You can see the confidence change in them, you know what I mean? And our tops are the same way. We've got 60, for bottoms, we have 60 custom sizes. So that means we've got size 24 to 40 waist, and we have 4 lengths. So if a woman says, well, I'm too tall, I never find jeans long enough, well, Cowgirl Tuff has them. Or if you've got a different shape, we've got so many different jeans that will fit, and the tops coordinate with that. We've got extra small through XXX, and they're made for American women. So, we want to make sure that, our products fit really good. But ultimately, that is still the mission, is to make, my number one mission is to make women feel good. And through doing everything I do, I always want to make sure that I'm making a difference in the world. So we're a brand that truly believes in giving back to our industry, our customers in some way or form. We're always looking for a way to make the world a better place.
Well,
you became a staple in the Western industry as a brand, and you're also a staple at WESA. And,
yes.
What is the importance of WESA to you? I know that you're there every year, and what does WESA mean to you?
It's just a connection of working with all the other brands that are there. It's a very small, tight, niched community in the industry. It's really working with a lot of, a lot of the stores and the buyers that come through love our Western heritage, our industry. It's very, there's a lot of history there, and I love that. And every year that I go, there's a lot of the same people there that have, built their lifestyle around this community and the people. And when I started, gosh, I got to think of how many years ago, it was my first time at WESA. I was way in the back in a tiny little room, and I had just a few people that came and found me. And now I just kind of pinch myself to where I've come. WESA has made a huge, huge difference in my business and in my life, and I'm ever so grateful for it. But it's like coming home a lot of times. You get to see the same people, and everybody's excited to be there, and there's always excitement of new products and new lines. And, it's the place that I bring our latest things to that maybe no one has seen. And that's where it gets to be revealed. And I love that. I love that part. So we put on fashion shows and whatnot, and people come just waiting to see, what did Cowgirl Tuff come up with now? So it's always exciting.
Well, and if I would say the fashion shows are an indication of the other part of your business. It's great to have great products, but nothing really happens till somebody sells something. And the quality of the product has a lot to do with that. But you've been very creative and very aggressive in your marketing, which benefits you, benefits the retailers, introduces a lot of products to the consumer. Talk a little bit about how you go about planning and managing the marketing so it has the greatest impact for you and for your retailers.
Wow. Well, that's a great question, because marketing it's everything for a brand. So you've got to know your niche. You've got to kind of have some surprises up your sleeve once in a while. You really, for our accounts and our stores, I know that they appreciate the brand building that we do. So we're very much on social media. We're very connected. When you talk about launching something, we just yesterday launched a brand new jean. That means a lot to me. It's something that we've been working on for a couple months. And of course, the buyers knew about it. But there again, I talked about making a difference and giving back. On my jean tag, there is a horse that had been in my life for about 19 years. And he was an integral part of starting Cowgirl Tuff, because that's when I really got into barrel racing, figured out my inside, the niche. Well, he passed away last fall at young age of 29, but I vowed to make his legacy kind of continue. So I came up with a gene called Inspire, and it is just hitting the stores right now. And for every gene sold is $5 goes back to Colorado Horse Rescue, which I researched, and they do I believe they help approximately 6,000 horses a year, and they go the extra mile and teach the new humans or people that bring them into their lives how to take care of them. So that's very, very important to me. And that's just another way of just giving back and empowering our industry to kind of help each other and stuff. So that's been something, and we have a big campaign for that. So that's going to go out to all of our stores. They're getting all kind of marketing and promotional items, and we're going to do a live feed being out at the horse rescue. So there are a lot of things. So when you do something like that, you really have to make an impact. It can't just kind of like go underneath, you know what I mean? Like, it can't make its own way. You really have to build it up and tell people about it and get people involved in it and make them feel connected to this, that they can also be a part to making a difference. And with all that, you have a great gene that's going to have a purpose for somebody. A lot of ranch women are going to love them. They're everyday, durable, and just a beautiful gene. So, yeah, we try to make a big impact when we do something. I like the phrase kind of either going to go big or go home.
Well, that's a great phrase. I don't think you'll be going home anytime soon, except maybe to get a little bit of rest. Other than that. Listen, I think we could talk about this all day long because you probably have other cards up your sleeve. You just unveiled one for us. It's exciting to be in on some brand new news when you do what we do. But we really want to thank you for taking the time to be with us. Hopefully we'll have a chance to chat with you just a little bit at WESA when you're there. But clearly you've fulfilled the goal that we have for this show of bringing the thoughts and the dreams and the plans of leading people in the Western lifestyle world to our listeners.
Yeah, great. It was great to be with you today. And I'm just excited to go to the next WESA show.
Well, we're anxious to see you there. Thanks so much.
All right. Thank you. Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Lisa.
Bye-bye.
Show notes about today's show and links from the show can be found at wisdombywesa.com. And, of course, feedback. We'd love to hear your feedback. There's a contact link on the website.
The Wisdom by WESA show will be published on the 15th and 30th of every month. You can listen on most of your favorite podcast players. You can also listen on the Horse Radio Network app on your iOS or Android phone. Just search Horse Radio Network in the App Store. It's free and super easy to use. Be sure to visit all the great shows on the Horse Radio Network at horseradionetwork.com. Thanks for listening to the Wisdom by WESA podcast. WESA, where the industry meets.